After leaving a man-made cult, which is based on patriarchy and wounded masculine energy, what sort of thing would I be healing? So, from personal experience, after coming out of being a Jehovah's Witness, which is a very patriarchal, very misogynistic cult, it took me a long time to actually learn what it means to be in my feminine energy and what actually being divine feminine means. And yes, I am definitely now very much into my witchy energy. I love everything to do with paganism because I think they had it right, because they actually worshipped the feminine. They worshipped the goddesses. And especially for people who have been abused in cults or in any kind of abusive situation, it's very important to be able to learn to come back to yourself and to be able to restore the balance and calm your nervous system down. I think specifically for the women who have left Jehovah's Witnesses, it is probably quite hard to adjust to and learn what it means to be in a kind of a normal dynamic and to see ourselves as equals, because one of the biggest things about Jehovah's Witnesses cults, and I'm sure that's part of most religions anyway, is that the men are always seen as higher than women. There's so much looking down on women. The women can't speak, they can't give talks. Well, they can give like little assignments, but they can't give a proper talk or teach. They can't be elders. And women are always supposed to be in subjection to the husbands or let the man lead, the brothers. And I think it kind of brainwashes you and trains you into being seeing yourself as being less than. And for me, since leaving Jehovah's Witness, that actually got me into a few unpleasant situations, because I had no sense of boundaries. I had no sense of myself, like my self-esteem, or what, that I had equal rights. So obviously there were unscrupulous people, and I'll say men, who took advantage of that. And unfortunately, I had to learn through experience. So that's another thing that's extremely damaging in these sort of cults, like medieval doomsday cult, who are just out there to rule over women and to put women down, even though we literally have a portal in our bodies and we give birth to life. So it is something that learning to embrace the feminine energy, whether that's through having new practices like being a witch, or just even going things like tantric workshops, learning to embrace sexuality and what it means to be a woman, and knowing that we have rights and we have, we can be sensual and sexual, and there's nothing wrong with that. And at the same time, knowing that we are equal, we're all equal, and the deconstruction of those ideas that I had as a Jehovah's Witness, it took quite a while. So it's a very interesting process, and I feel that turning to paganism, going back to my roots of being Baltic pagan, embracing witchcraft, has actually been extremely healing and beneficial for me to heal that wound that I'm less than a man, when in reality I have my own gifts and functions, and a man has their own gifts and functions. So no one looks down upon anyone. So yeah, that's something I wanted to share as to one of the reasons why I love being a witch after being a Christian.